right window treatment can add style, texture, and personality to any room in your home.
Hi, and welcome back to Blinds to Go. My name is Mercy Betancourt, and I'm the sales manager here at the Miami Design District location. So with window treatments and blinds, it's not one size fits all. There's something for every space. When you're planning for your window treatments, it's important to bring in any samples that you have. Paint samples, maybe some fabrics from your upholstery, because you can match it up to make that great combination with your window treatments.
We pull back the curtain on how window treatments can transform any room on today's SoFlo home project. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra. This is our second episode on window treatment tips, and today we'll get into the fun stuff as we take a look at the stylish and decorative options. Today we have expert advice on drapery finishes that create a polished and tailored look, hardware options that complement your window treatments, smart ways to get a designer look on a budget, and so much more. Mercy, welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. We're so excited to have you back here with us for part 2 of this window treatment episode. We've been really sharing a lot of great tips, and I can't wait to continue on that journey because there's so much to see here.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be back.
Yes. So last week we actually took a look at the more functional aspects of window treatments. We got the opportunity to talk about functional window treatments for sun control and glare and all of those things. But today, I really want to dive into the decorative stuff, the stuff that enhances the decor.
Yes, there's so many different things that can make a decorative element pop with window treatments from different colors and textures and fabrics. So excited to show that.
Yes, and now we talked about certain things that homeowners should bring in when looking and shopping for the window treatments.
Definitely, if there's samples of, recent things they've purchased, from paint colors or the flooring or fabrics of their furniture.
Absolutely, so photos and the measurements too, just to kind of get that maybe rough estimates of something you're thinking about and just to see if it's practical on that window.
Definitely, yes. Photos are great because you can really tell if there's anything that will impact the window treatment and help us go into that direction.
And I think with window treatments, it's a very interesting thing because it's one of those things that, of course, beautifies the home and gives you the function of privacy and ability to sleep and not have glare. But the thing about it is it's not always a one-size-fits-all, as we've seen.
Yes.
So when a homeowner has the ability to come into a showroom, bring their photos, and really explore all of the options, I mean, the sky is really the limit.
It really is, because not only is it something that's going to be functional, they may think, just because something's going to be blackout or it's going to help me with glare, it can't be beautiful as well. So to combine those two together is great.
So what's behind us here is a great way of combining a functional shade as well as drapery panels.
Yes.
And we talked about that we could add on. Perhaps someone had this treatment and wanted to come in and now add decorative drapes now that they've dressed the rest of the room.
Yeah, definitely. So as you see here, this might be an existing solar roller shade that we have already.
Yes.
But maybe they wanted to add that little pop of color to pick up with the dining room set or something like that. And we added some panels with a rod, and it just gives it a whole different look, which is very doable in phases. So start with one product and then add another one.
Yeah, I think that building really gives people confidence in selecting for their home. And as a designer, I love that part because you put enough in there so you have your privacy and you could sleep in your home. But once the pretty stuff comes in, you want to add to the ambiance. And the window treatments are such a big and impactful way to do that.
Definitely. And with drapery, you soften the look and drapery elongates the room. It gives it that extra touch that you didn't have before.
Yes, there's so many great options. And I can't wait because you've got a really big sample room here with fabrics and all sorts of things to look at. And we're going to jump into that and talk about the beauty of window treatments when we come back. Coming up, drapery that elevates your spaces with a tailored look and more on SoFlo Home Project.
I'm Jennifer.
I'm John with USA Windows and Doors.
And today we're here doing an installation on a whole home. And we're going to talk about the importance of installation.
Unlike other companies, when we remove the old windows and doors, we also remove all the old wood. With the time, the rent can come inside and you can get rotten wood. You can also have water damage, mold, and even termites sometimes.
And we are also prepping. We got to make sure that all this debris from concrete that you see here, that is all going to be removed. We're going to pour fresh new concrete under this windowsill right here, and then we will mount our new window into that fresh concrete.
And all of this will be done at no additional cost.
This is standard procedure of when we do all of our installations. The reason the installation is key when you're getting new impact windows, you can have a great impact window. If it's not installed correctly, it's going to defeat its purpose. You're going to have water coming in, just like if it's an old window. You're going to have even air seeping in or escaping from inside your house. So you're going to have a high electricity bill with new windows, and you're wondering why. So installation is key.
Another important part during installation, we also cover your furniture. We cover everything from dust.
When we're doing installation, we will make sure that nothing in your home gets compromised during this process. As it is construction, we were going to try to make it as smooth as possible for you, the homeowner.
So if you're ready to upgrade your windows and doors, call USA Windows and Doors.
Or visit us at our website at usawindowsanddoors.com.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to talk about all things window treatments here at Blinds to Go in the Miami Design District with Mercy Betancourt, the sales manager. So Mercy, we have seen a lot of different things. We've seen beautiful, more functional window treatments, but now we're kind of diving into the pretty stuff.
Yeah.
The fabrics, the drapery, all of the finials and things that make, I think, the window treatments part of that room's decor.
Yeah. So with the drapery, these fabrics can also be used for Romans. It's just so
Beautiful.
much that we offer. If you can see the textures, there's different patterns.
From the swatch cards, I'm seeing you've got the larger fabric samples hanging, and then someone could easily quickly flip through here to kind of narrow it down.
Yeah, you can see very quickly how many different color options there are that you can choose from. So very simple to get that color palette that you're looking for, and also the function.
Yeah, no, lots of beautiful embroiders as well.
So that's the beauty of it. You can mix and match what you like. You can go with this fabric, but then you have also an option of colors for your rod or your track. And then to add that extra decor element, you have different types of finials.
Nice. And I think the big key in that, window treatments can be tricky if you don't know what you're looking for. So someone coming in here gets that guidance.
Definitely. If you're really just looking for that decor element, if you're more functional based, we get everything that we need to know to set you up with the right product.
That's great. So when it comes to like the length of the drapery, sometimes you see it more pulled at the floor. What are the different options?
One of the options you can do is like a kissing the floor, which is right above the floor.
Just that hinge.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
You can also have a little bit of an elevated, like an inch above the floor, depending on the room and the decor that you have there, what will go best. And then we also can do like a puddling aspect, which is just that the drapery will puddle on the floor and gives it a nice look as well.
And that puddling look is for certain fabrics, for certain more traditional looks. I feel like there's transitional looks that might even work well with that.
Right, we use it a lot also when we have like some stationary panels to just give it that look of the
Very
elongated room. Yes, exactly. Also, we can add liners to the back of these.
Right.
So
give a little more room darkening.
Yep, so you can add a light filtering liner, you can do a blackout liner, and then you can do unlined, which gives it that nice soft feel. And also we have the shears.
So a lot of different options. And I love the liner for some other reasons too, depending on the type you use. If the windows are front facing,
yes,
in a home, that liner brings that neutral white as opposed to the color of your drapery to the window.
Exactly. So maybe the front facing of the home, you have a bedroom, but then you have the living room right next to it. To make it the uniform and give it that curb appeal, you can have a different color of drapery on the inside, but with that liner, it makes it all uniform.
Yes, that's all about that cohesive look.
Yes.
So Of course, the fabric is one part of it, but the other part of drapery is the hardware that it hangs on, the style of the drapery, and then of course the finishes that you choose.
Yeah, so that's the beauty of it. Once you pick your fabric, you also have an option of the finish that your rod will be. We also have tracks and even decorative tracks.
Sounds like a lot of great stuff.
Yes.
And we're going to take a look when we come back, so stay with us. Coming up, hardware can do more than just support your window treatments. We'll see how they can enhance them on SoFlo Home Project. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to talk about all things window treatments here at Blinds to Go in the Miami Design District with Mercy Betancourt, the sales manager with Blinds to Go. So Mercy, I was so excited about seeing the fabrics and all of the stuff that you have here. It is just a room of inspiration.
It really is.
And now we're going to take a look at more of the finished product as we continue to see some drapery panels. And I want to kind of talk about the hardware and the panel style options as well.
Yeah, there's so many different options with drapery. First, you see these beautiful fabrics and you're inspired, but then there's little details that also can add to the function.
So let's start here. Here we've got the grommets.
So with the grommets, as you see, the drapery really gathers together. It gives you this nice clean look and
very
these
nice folds.
The grommets is much easier when it's a functional drapery. So it's easier to open and close as it is on a rod. So something to consider if you're gonna be just opening and closing a lot more frequently, or if you just have panels.
Okay, so we've got this beautiful look here, but we're gonna look a little more at the hardware, but I wanna cover some of these other styles, because there's a lot of differences in the look and of course the function when they're like this.
Yep, so on these top treatments, you do have some options.
Yes.
As you can see, we have some on rings, which are clip rings, and the top treatments are even different. There's a pinch pleat and there's also a tailored pleat, which gives it that top finish look.
So the pinch pleat is where the fabric is gathered. Again, we talked about how great it is that it's all displayed in one place, because it's very easy to see this and decide what you like and don't.
Like for here, we have the clip rings with a pinch pleat or a tailored pleat, and then we have a rod pocket, and we also have a grommet at the end.
Nice. So a lot of different things. The grommets are behind us, and that rod pocket is where it completely covers the rod and is kind of shirred to kind of gather.
Exactly.
So we've got a lot of different styles, and we've seen them all here, but another big part of that is the actual rods themselves and the finials, right?
Yes. So with the rods, we have a lot of different options based on color, the finial size. As you can see, there's some decorative options as well. Also, even the brackets, you have some choice between square and rounded.
And these little details are what makes the design.
Definitely, yes.
And whether it's clean, contemporary, modern, traditional, there's kind of a finial for every style.
Something for everybody. Yeah, we have things that are just very classic and very simple, and then you have like the crystals that take it to that elevated look.
Yes. Now, these types of rods aside, we've got the kind here with the track integrated.
So these are going to be traverse tracks, which we can do that ripple fold effect that I was mentioning earlier. The ripple fold goes great with sheer drapery, gives it that nice finish at the top. And then you also have the tracks that are decorative rods. So you have the functionality of a track, making it a lot easier to open and close, but you have the nice classic look of a rod.
Yeah, I think that having that ability, that clean ripple fold sheer look is a very South Florida, a big South Florida favorite.
Definitely.
And I see it a lot. I specify it a lot with clients, and it's just nice and clean and tailored. Lots and lots of options, and we're just seeing a little bit. I know there's so much more.
There is.
Now, when it comes to budgeting for a lot of this drapery and stuff, that can, I know, have a very big variance based on what you choose, the type of fabric, and of course the hardware.
So when you're budget conscious with drapery, you might think, oh, I can't do drapery because it's too expensive, out of my budget, but that's not the case. We have a collection of tailored fit that you can customize just the height. Nice. So it comes into panels. It still gives you that beautiful drapery look, but with a lesser price tag.
That's really great. Yeah. See, I love that there's something for every room and every person and every budget, because oftentimes there's a lot of windows in a home.
Yeah.
Whether it's a condo, a home, a townhome, and once you're done furnishing, if you're doing this towards the end, There are some guest rooms you might want to maybe do less with the window treatments, and in your own personal bedroom, you may want to do it a little bit more luxe.
Yeah, so with this, it gives you the opportunity to pick and choose where you want to invest maybe a little bit more, but you're not going to lose that decor element and have drapery where you like it.
So you're not sacrificing great design.
No, not at all.
Well, that's what it's all about. But we've got, speaking of great design, we've got more to see. We're going to continue looking at beautiful window treatments when we come back. Next, to motorize or not to motorize your shades? That is the question on SoFlo Home Project. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing talking about window treatments from Blinds to Go here in the Miami Design District with Mercy Betancourt, the sales manager. So Mercy, I love looking at fabrics and all of the beauty of the drapery. It just really enhances a room, and I think softens it and is that finishing touch to the decor.
It really does. You can see you love this room then.
Yeah, we are surrounded by it, right? And I think we had mentioned throughout the entire episode how important it is to come into a space, see examples, see the fabrics, touch and feel, and kind of learn how this would translate into your own home and see what's right.
Yeah, definitely. And as you can tell, from sometimes just a small sample book, it's so different than when you...
Like here,
right?
We're looking at one piece.
So this small piece compared in the sample book. So when you see it life size and in a room and in your, you can picture it like sitting in front of your sofa.
Absolutely,
it makes a difference. It really does.
Especially when you have large patterns and things like that. So that's definitely, I think, a reason of just coming into a showroom where you can get the assistance and see it. So we've talked about the hardware too, and that's another big part of this. It's like you need the right drapery panels, then you need the right hardware and style to kind of make that all work well together and work for you.
Yes.
We've seen the decorative ones. We've talked about motorization in more of the shades. Can you do motorization on your drapery?
Definitely can. And that's a game changer, because could you imagine you're laying in bed and you're waking up and you want to just open it, you just press a button and your drapes open.
That's like that hotel living. I always think of like a luxurious hotel, the one thing that people love and say, I've stayed at this hotel and I love that everything just opened up to a view, right?
We
so
get that.
Bring that home.
We get that all the time. We have clients walking in, they're like, I just stayed at this hotel or that hotel and I want this. And that's where they do a lot of the sheer and the blackout drapery together. And when we show them that motorized option, how they can just have that same luxury feeling, it's a win-win.
Yes, that is perfect. Lead time is another thing that I think I want to address when it comes to window treatments. Sometimes people are doing it at the end of a project and they need to move in and they need something to cover the windows. You offer here at Blinds to Go like a mixture of different lead times, because I know that some custom things can take longer because they're custom.
Yeah, so being custom, that is the truth. Sometimes they're looking at a longer lead time, but for us, pretty much any product, our average is about 2.5 weeks delivered in your home.
Nice. So once you can select it and get it measured and everything else, it's easy to get them installed.
Definitely. Start the process with the measurements. We go out and measure everything and then send into production.
Nice. And I do want to point that out when you said that you go out and measure everything.
Yes.
That is the key. Window treatments, as much as parts of it can be DIY at home if someone wanted to buy panels and a rod and hang. When you're going with something of a customized level, expert, professional measurement and installation is key to getting it right.
Definitely. And we have, professional installers that have been doing this for a long time, and we get that perfect measurement. Reason being is you do it on your own, but some products do call for different types of measurements.
Correct.
And different types of considerations. I think we mentioned before, if there's a handle in the way, it might call for a different type of product, a different type of bracket. So having that expertise in your home and taking a look at everything and making sure that we're covering everything for you.
It sometimes just allows you to get it right the first time.
Yes. And we have guests calling us back and being like, this just looks amazing, and telling us how much they're enjoying their space even more. And they didn't even realize how much of an impact their window treatments will have on their everyday life.
I will say one of the best things I have seen in all my years of experience as a designer is professional window treatments, like custom, like measured to the window to fit, done right. That is the one thing that can elevate a room exponentially.
Yeah.
Like it's truly the mark of like, it gives a custom look and it just makes that look made to order.
It does. Finishing touches on everything. It's the icing on the cake in the room.
Yes. Well, this has been so much fun. I've loved chatting with you. We've learned so much.
Same here.
So I want to thank you for your expertise and for opening up the showroom to us to share all of the things about everything window treatments.
It was my pleasure. Thank you guys so much for coming in.
So we hope that you certainly are inspired about all things window treatments for your home from the past 2 episodes. And next week we have another all-new episode of SoFlo Home Project coming up right here on Local 10. And remember, there's no place like SoFlo Home. If you missed any part of this episode, or if you're looking for more design inspiration, make sure to check out all episodes online at SoFloShows.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram.
This has been a presentation of WPLG Local 10, the leader in local programming.